And we are live with another episode of We Have Thoughts. Basically, two guys in their 40s just telling you what you think, whether you want to hear it or not, or just decide not to listen to us. You know, what the fuck do we know,
Right.
anyways? Who cares? It's
Uh,
just, we're giving
True.
our opinions. You either agree or don't, or this just goes in the big void in space, Soto. I mean, what
It
else?
does.
What can we do?
It does. Well, does this go out in space, you think? You think these episodes will somehow reverberate and somebody in outer space will like an alien will find these one day?
Oh, so you're all right? Literal space? No. I think the aliens would be like, "What the fuck's this?" And just question our motives. But it's out there. You know, we do this live on YouTube, and then yes, we just throw them on Spotify. I know we have a Rotten Taste and like 200 movie challenge on there. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm just talking about this void space. But out there, who knows? Maybe one day, you know, what would happen? They're just listening, and we're talking
Mhm.
about aliens. Like, hey, they fucking knew about us way back then. So
Yeah.
take us
Well,
through.
there's a big alien spaceship coming our way. So we should know more on October 3rd. If this interstellar object is artificial or if it's actually a comet going by, and if it's deemed to be artificial, well, next week will be certainly interesting.
We might have to get new jobs. We might have to work for the aliens.
I mean, let's see what their benefits are like.
I bet that could be better than some of the
You
ones
know.
we have now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, and I would love to see like what they got for movies if they've been doing movies for a long time, and what they look like, and their certain eras, because I can't imagine that we're the only civilization that's ever come up with the idea for movies. I'm sure on the other side of the Milky Way, there's other movie makers and potentially even video stores. Which brings me to my next point, which I laughed at this, and Sarah did too, because Disney just after everybody like canceled everything, Disney just announced that they're going to be raising their prices on their shit,
Yep.
and with all the different, so everybody let go of cable. I did too. I just have internet, and then I have a bunch of different streaming subscriptions, but then it's like all becoming cable, and it's also very difficult to watch sports, right? But somebody in the comments of one video I saw was just like, Blockbuster Video has the opportunity to do the funniest thing and just come back. Like Blockbuster Video returns and been like, we're gonna offer old school stuff, so you don't have to worry about things going up. You could get right back to the store, and we were like, yay, like the old days. They'd have to modernize it, of course, but I, for one, would be very happy to see Blockbuster Video come back. I wouldn't say I would work there, but
No, we would own
I'm
that
rooting.
shit. No. We would fucking own that shit. Like, we would invest. Like,
At a
this is our
franchise.
store. We would hire people to work there. We don't care. But we would almost have to. It'd be
Buy
like
a
a boss.
Blockbuster franchise.
No, there is no friend. We just buy Blockbuster.
Just buy it
Who
straight up.
owns the name? Who cares?
I feel like Netflix
I
bought
think
it,
they
didn't
still
it, or
do. They
something?
did.
Or
I think they still technically
because there
own
was
it.
a stupid show that came out that I think
Oh,
you
that was
saw,
horrible.
right?
I didn't finish the show because I vaguely remember it.
That bad.
I can't remember the comedian's name. He's done a couple of the series. He's more of a recognizable face. He's in the MCU, like in the Ant-Man.
Okay.
You would recognize him if you saw him. He's been around.
Yep.
So when I heard this, I'm like, oh my god, because I think about the shenanigans and the shit we went through in Blockbuster, and to me, I'm like, they missed the opportunity, because I know there
Yeah.
is basically like more of the Blockbuster dying days. I'm like, they could have just set this in the 90s. They could have, I
Yeah.
don't know. So, and then it became a lot different than what it was supposed to. Again, I think I only saw 3 or 4 episodes at best. And yeah,
Wow.
it's almost like,
That's
I
a
don't want to
lot.
say like the last Blockbuster, but it's just like, it was a love story, keeping this video store open, blah, blah, blah. I just felt like it could have been a
Yeah.
lot funny, a lot better. But I think that's just because we had stories. Because I think we talked about this, like, jokingly, if we ever made a movie. I think one of the first interactions we had with ChatGPT, and you read it to me, and I forget how this all went, was just about, like, the story of us either like opening
Oh
a
yeah.
video
Yeah.
store in a small town, and then it, like, I kind of even my brain reworked it. I'm like, I know how it would start. Like, me and you, obviously we couldn't be married. We'd have to be living together and just have
Hmm.
the huge movie collection we have, and we're just going through
Hmm.
things, and like our friends are coming like, hey man, can I borrow Dogma, because I can't find it anywhere. And then obviously we borrow to friends, and then we come up with the idea like, dude, we should just rent our library, we'll make money. And that's how we start a video store, because we're like, yeah, you can't find these movies anywhere, so just come see us. And then it becomes this whole big
Yeah,
thing.
like a curated video store. It's like, how would that make money? It almost have to be like, because like I think out in LA and stuff, they have these kind of like sort of vintage video stores that generate a buzz because people they like to go out and have that experience still.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember Blockbuster? People mainly were about what do you have that's new? Um, so it's almost like we'd have to have like a hipster video store in order for it
No,
to make money. But
no,
you know,
I couldn't. No, we're not hipsters. We're nostalgic people, but we're not hipsters. I'm sorry, we cannot go that route.
you're not gonna wear suspenders and grow just a mustache
No,
and like
no,
wear a bowler hat.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
I don't. I mean, look, I love the idea of video store, but it would have to at least be able to pay the rent. It'd have to make more than a laundromat. Because laundromats are like a decent business idea, but a video store, we'd have to buy all the inventory, figure out like what movies we want to curate, and then yeah, it'd be a thing. What if we would you get a small space, a medium space? It'd
I,
have to be a small space
I
if
would
we
think
can
small
afford it.
space. We gotta make it personal. We gotta be able to talk to the customers. We got to know what they want. We can't send them all the way to the back of the store, especially in some of the places we've worked. We're like, shit, they're stealing our movies. Fuck that.
They
Um,
did, especially where we used to work. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a
But
lot of shrink.
but no, yeah, no. Netflix. Back to the original question, they really screwed up that. I just thought it would have been a lot more hilarious if they like late '80s, early '90s get that feel back, like when it was in its heyday. I mean, but no, they had to just make fun of it, and just I didn't mind the documentary, the last Blockbuster. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, I'm not saying we need to go all the way out to Colorado and visit it, but if for some reason me and you are in Colorado, fuck yeah, we're gonna go visit it.
I think it's a fucking Oregon.
Oh, is it all right?
Like
You
in
know what?
Bend, right?
You're right. Bend, Oregon. I'm
You're
sorry.
farther away.
I don't know why I was thinking Colorado, but no, you're 100% correct. Oregon. Once you said Bend, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. But
It's
yeah, because
far from where
it
we're at.
is.
Yeah.
This is not just an easy drive. Like, hey, let's go take a look. But I also hear they do like an Airbnb, like you can pay to stay at the night at Blockbuster, and they'll keep
Oh
employed there to like
yeah,
show movies. I'm like, I don't know,
it's
man.
kind
We've
of
had some
cool.
countless nights, inventory nights.
I
Oh,
know. Would I want to sleep there? Like, I'm not sure. I mean, like, I have a lot of nostalgic feelings towards Blockbuster as a company, but I also do remember what it was like working there, and it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Um, but
no.
it was fun because we got to watch, 7 free rentals a week, and for the most part, so 7 free rentals and plus the new releases. So I was just churning out movies, but like we've talked about in the past, it wasn't exactly like there was anything else to watch because we didn't have the internet back then.
Barely.
Not in the form that it's in
It's
now.
now. No.
Where it's like, a huge thing. So, we had time to be like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything because I'm not scrolling on my phone. So yeah, let me watch a movie. Because now, and I've talked about this before as well, I will be like, nah, I don't really have time for a movie. But then I'll scroll on TikTok for like 2 hours, and I'll say, where did the time go? So I'm trying to do less of that because I do like watching movies. I do
Yeah,
like being disconnected, and sometimes social media can be kind of a drag, especially with the just the content sometimes. So
definitely. But speaking about social media, Soto, I every
hmm
now and then, especially I just throw it out there in the Twitter world and whatever world, like, hey, just like
wait,
yeah, I can't call it X. I'm sorry, never calling it X. Won't call it X. Elon Musk can go fuck
X.
yourself. I don't care. Um,
Oh, it's X Man.
it's Twitter. Always will be Twitter. We still call it Twitter. No one calls it X.
Yeah,
Anyhow, and I just like,
it's
hey,
there.
what's an idea you want us to talk about, debate? Because I basically,
Yeah,
I don't mind getting that interaction, and B, sometimes it just helps us. Like, all right, this is kind of the direction.
sure.
Can we make this in an episode? Great. And yeah, I threw um the question out there, and got a response that I kind of want to talk about because I feel like there's going to be a lot of stories once we get beyond this one question. And I know Mel gave us a question on TikTok. We might get to hers later because that's a totally different topic. But yeah, we had a friend who played in the Among Us streaming event that we had, and she
Mm,
with Lee and the Essential Gamer, and she kind of posed the question. And I know she's really into this, and I'll probably start with your thoughts, Soto. But she
yes.
asked, why are people so scared of Ouija boards when they are happy to do things like drugs and drink that mentally can be just as damaging? Then she's like, is that random enough? Which, yes. So
It's random.
let me just kind of let me ask you an opinion. I'm not going to break it down with the drugs and the drinking. I mean, I get it. I always say
I
teach their
mean,
own. If you're not
I'm
hurting,
always happy to. I'm always happy to talk about drugs and drinking. Just FYI.
no. But I'm just like, you know what? If you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting others. You know, I mean, to a point, like, you know, like what you want. But I guess
Yeah.
my
Thank
question to
you.
you then, to start this whole paranormal thing, in all honesty,
Nice.
what
Yes.
are your thoughts on Ouija boards? Like, are you a big,
Okay.
like, all right, oh my God, that was a serious, okay, let's get into this. You're like, okay. You're like,
Yeah.
Chad, I'm going to
It's a
sit you
lot to
down.
unpack.
Well,
No, no, no. I'm gonna tell you right now, Chad. I am a dyed in the wool fucking skeptic when it comes to this shit.
okay.
But but I'm surrounded by it. Does that make sense? So it's like, yeah, like I think with Ouija boards, it's like some people believe that when you're using it, um, you could open up doorways to the spiritual world that you don't intend to use. I sound like I'm fucking talking about a movie. I sound dumb even talking about it just out loud. But again, close friends and loved ones and especially my wife, like, have brought the paranormal into my life.
Hmm.
And so I know a little bit about this. I've also been, I don't know if we've talked about, I'm sure we have. I mean, we've fucking talking since 2021. But I have been watching like 27 seasons of Ghost Adventures, which is like the dumbest show in history. But it has a really great effect of making me fall asleep. So I like putting it on so that I can go to sleep to it. But a lot of talks about Ouija boards, and I guess they can open up pathways and they can invite, sort of evil forces into your household that you may not intend. So if you use a Ouija board and you're trying to contact like a loved one that passed away, people say that, a potentially a demon could like mimic that and, kind of use that as a way to get into your house. And I just want to know, like, first of all, just to check right now, like, what do you feel about this kind of stuff? Because like you are like probably one of the most regular people that I know. Like,
Oh,
so I don't know how much this comes across your mind, like at all.
all right. It doesn't.
Of
It's
course
not.
it
All
does,
right.
because
It
you're
does.
normal human being.
Here's the thing. When I was younger, just like most of
Uh huh.
us, we fucked around with
Hmm.
Ouija boards. And I will tell you
Oh, you
this.
did? I
Well,
never have.
so it was more just like a bunch of us were together and someone had it. And some
Hmm.
people would
Of
be scared
course.
shitless, other people would try, and you're like, okay, whatever. I never
Yeah.
saw the appeal in them.
Of
Uh,
course not.
and, you know, people would swear they see things, and I'm just like, okay. Now, here's the thing, Soto.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to be the skeptic in this whole conversation, this whole episode. I know it. But that's good. That's what we kind of need, you know, probably both parts.
I want to be too. I don't want to believe in this crap.
It's, but that's the thing. It's like, why? You know, like, again, we've talked about, and I'm kind of going off topic a little bit. We've talked about aliens, and it's like, it just seems like how
Fair enough.
much
Yeah.
space are out there that there has to be other beings, whether,
Of
you know,
course.
whether it's like people like us. And so I'm like, it's
Of course
that
not.
I can believe in it. Yes, but
Yeah.
no, I don't think they've been here. I just think it's just way too big. The hard part about paranormal stuff, and we'll just stick with Ouija boards for the moment,
Yes.
is, and I guess I mean I can hear stories. I've heard people talk about it. Yes, I take away movies, but people are like, oh, my friend, this and that. Oh, we this person, you know, rose up in the air, blah blah blah. And I want to call it
What?
BS about, I've heard, again, stories, Soto. And mind you, I'm talking about kids. We were kids. So
I ain't
obviously, I
never
feel
seen
like a
shit
lot,
like that, man.
I've never seen shit like that. And that's my point. I can't, it's hard for me to believe in this shit
Yeah.
when you don't see it. You have to have a little belief. Now, again, if a fucking ghost appeared in front of me, I would run the fuck away. I'd be scared shitless. I don't know
Why?
what I would do. Because what would you do? Like, I mean, if somehow, seriously, sort of like something popped up right beside you right now as we're talking, you're telling me you wouldn't scream, like, where the fuck did you just come from?
I definitely would scream because I mean, my concept of reality is that I
Correct.
don't expect something to manifest itself next to me. That would break my entire worldview if something like that happened. So yeah, I might scream. Like if your entire worldview changed in a second of everything you've ever been in your whole entire life, I think it's okay to scream. Like your reality just broke, you
Correct.
know? So, but that's never happened to me.
It never happened to me either. And that's my point. I can't, and I love my daughter. I love her dearly.
Well, great.
And
I'm like, you have to couch this. You're like, I love my
And
daughter.
we've talked about spirits, and
And I'm gonna say,
and I know
but.
her and some of her family members are very into
Yep.
this, and they believe,
Mm-hmm.
just in the ghosts and the, like somehow supposedly her pacifier came out of her. I wasn't even here, and then it popped back in.
Or what?
Sure, like when she was a baby, supposedly,
Oh,
her
pacifier. Okay, all
pacifier,
right.
like
Yeah,
baby,
got you.
and I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, but I did not see it, and I'm like,
right.
and it's one of those things like until you see it and believe. Now, don't get me wrong, I get why a lot of people are into this. They want to be scared. They want to be, but seriously, what the fuck would happen? Like if a ghost came and talked to these people, there's not a normal conversation you can really
No.
have, and especially if it is supposedly a loved one, like you said,
Yeah.
how do you know? So yeah, no, I can't. I don't. I've said this before. I am not a religious person, so I can't
Yeah.
go down that alleyway. I'm fine with people, no matter your religious beliefs. I don't care. You know what? That's fine. I don't
Yeah.
judge. Just don't judge me. That's kind of the big thing. So when it comes to this, it's like, yeah, I get there's this whole thing about heaven and hell, like you just said, demons and stuff like that. But I'm like, I
God,
don't see it. I don't
spare
get
me.
it. And it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Like, we used to sneak into graveyards as kids, and it's just like
Hmm.
ooh and ah. But I'm like, yeah, none of these bodies are fucking moving. So
It's quiet. It's
it,
quiet at
it's
the
quite
graveyard. I've been in a
it's
graveyard
quite
many
nice. I
times.
mean,
Very quiet.
it is a little disturbing when you really think about what's underneath for a
Of
moment.
course
But
it
for the
is.
most
That's
part,
the
I like
reality of it.
they're there. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, going with the Ouija board thing, like I don't see it. I always feel like, yep, someone's moving it. I think it's just a very big mind trick, and the more that you believe in it, it's going to affect your mind a little bit more. If you do believe in it, that's fine. I just don't. It's the paranormal stuff just does not suit. I've seen a few episodes, not 27 seasons of the Ghost Hunters, and it's a comedy to me because they
Oh,
never find
it's
shit.
certainly a
South Park
comedy.
has the
So
best
funny.
episode on Ghost Hunters. Go see it because there's this
Ooh, now I
substance in
definitely
my
want to.
pants. I swear it's making me pee. And like
I
uh,
have to see.
South
Oh
Park
god,
hits
if I
another.
only had Paramount. Oh, if I only had Paramount.
It's
Oh
on
shit,
HBO
I would
Max,
look. 'Cause
dude. HBO Max. Remember they got all the
oh, it
past
is.
seasons. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I obviously the new seasons are on
Oh,
Paramount, but Max has all the old seasons. So I don't know. This is an old. I don't know how old it is. So yeah, but to your
I mean,
point,
it's yeah, it's
if this is what you believe in, or going back to Lilith's original question, I'm fine with that. Like I said,
yeah,
you're doing what you enjoy. You're believing in something that you believe in, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't expect me to, because I can't. I can't do it. Like if I tell you I believe in ghosts, I'm fucking lying. I'm sorry. Now I've had messed up dreams. I've had incidents where I can't explain um, things that happen, but I'm like, I'm not going paranormal with it. And I think we've talked about this once. Like I had a weird dream where I was being chased. Dreams are dreams, being chased by some. I don't even know what to call it. It was almost like a infrared demon because like the red and orange body shape. That's the best way I can explain it.
sure.
And it chased me
Predator.
up the It chased me up the stairs to where my bedroom was,
Yep.
and I remember waking up and I was awake and I saw the thing walk my door and almost turn around and disappear. But I was awake because I got up after that.
Oh, I
So
think you
is
told me that.
I've so
Yeah,
because I think with Mel and Tengu you've had this conversation. So I
yeah,
know I was awake. I know I saw something, but I'm like, it was that still my brain kind of half asleep, remembering that because I'm like, that's
could be.
yes, it's a ghost or demon character, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, I wasn't scared of it. My explanation was, yeah, it's still manifest because your brain is a fucking powerful tool that we can't. What do they say? 10%. I don't even know what we use now. That we barely use most of it. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what trips us out, and we just don't realize it. So yeah, no,
That's a good way to put that. Definitely tripping because like your brain makes you trip balls,
yeah.
and you can hallucinate. So yeah.
As
Wasn't but it was the question was like about Ouija boards like and drugs and alcohol. Is that like the Venn diagram that we were
well, so yes, I
asked
think her
about?
point was, there are people who shit on Ouija boards and just make fun of the people who believe. And as I said, I don't, for me,
No, I would never do
no, but
that.
I think she's saying when they're happy to do things like drugs or drink that mentally can be just as damaging, which is correct. You never want to go well beyond, but they both can be damaging
Right.
to a point in different ways because it's, if you do too much of anything, and granted, yes, drugs and drinking, you do too much, it'll get you there a little bit quicker, but it messes with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Ouija boards. We just said if you believe in something enough, regardless, and not just this, I'm just talking about anything in general, you can almost manifest that reality. And, to you, that is
It's
your
kind of
reality.
crazy on its own, by the way. Like that's a crazy concept on its own. Like don't even get me started on placebo effect too, about how people can just manifest like symptoms and things of that nature. But anyways, I
No, no,
digress.
no, don't digress. Come on. We're talking about, I
Well,
know this is
well,
paranormal, but
like I would, paranormal. I mean, but that is a scientifically proven thing. Like people experience placebo effects through the power of like suggestion.
mhm.
So like you can like to your point about manifesting reality, like you really can a little bit. Um, whether I've seen people manifest physical stuff and I don't know. I mean, but it is true that people will develop, their body will have a reaction because of something that they are thinking in their mind. That is scientifically proven. That's not anything to do with Ouija boards, which are definitely not scientifically proven. Um, it's funny because I don't believe in the Ouija board thing, but I wouldn't do it. Does that make sense?
Well,
Like I wouldn't fuck with it, but I don't believe. But like I'm not taking the risk. Does that make sense? Because like
okay.
I have enough problems. I have enough problems in my life. The
You
last
know,
thing that
there's
I
a
fucking
demon in your
need
household.
is a fucking demon in my house. I got shit to do. I
I
got
gotta
a
work.
lot of shit to do. I gotta work. I gotta sleep. I I gotta sleep. I'm old now. Like I gotta definitely sleep, or else I will not make it through my day. I can't be having demons fuck with me in the middle of the night. So like yeah, like I'm not really a believer. I'm a skeptic, but if the possibility is not really zero in my mind, then I'm not gonna fuck with it. You know, and with drugs and alcohol, of which I at various levels I have done. Yeah, I know what I'm getting into, and yeah, you're right. They can haunt you, and you can become addicted and everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't fuck with a Ouija board to be quite honest. If somebody's like, hey, let's break out a Ouija board and let's try to talk to somebody, I'd be like, not in my house. You do that shit in your house. I don't want anything accidentally coming in here. I don't know. I believe in bad intentions like that. Like whether they're paranormal or like you're alluding to, like humans create like their own kind of shit. Um, I don't know. You mentioned that like, humans only use 10% of their brain. I mean, people theorize that some of these poltergeist activity could be like it could be your brain like
Correct.
making things happen, moving things across the room that you don't even know. You think it's a ghost, but it's actually your own latent telekinesis powers or some shit like that. So, and then also I think the CIA was doing like MK Ultra tests for this very thing in the 70s. I think a lot of that is kind of like what Stranger Things like lore is sort of kind of built out of. Is that the U.S. government was doing experiments to see if people could do things like, for example, remote viewing where you're sitting in a chair, you do, I don't know, series of whatever. You're able to like astrally project and be able to spy on people in a room without them knowing that you're there, and be like using your basically like just kind of teleporting your consciousness across time and space. The United States was actually doing experiments with that,
I believe it.
which is kind of crazy. So, I mean, I don't know, like between drugs and alcohol. I mean, it's a lot easier to get drugs and alcohol than it is for me to grab a Ouija board somewhere. I don't
You
even
can
know
buy it
where
at
you would
Walmart.
get that.
You just go to Walmart and get a
You
Ouija
can.
board. I'm dead serious. You just go to Walmart and
Sounds
Target.
sounds so
You
demonic.
you get in the board game section. You should.
Oh, that's right. There's still a board game section, which, by the way, as an aside, I just want to bring this up really quick. Operation used to be a horrifying game when I was younger, and they just fucking made that so weak sauce these days. I don't know the last time you played Operation, but
It's
it
been a while.
doesn't it doesn't give you like that electricity jolt that we used to get as kids. It's much more of a like a light buzz, and I think that's kind of bullshit. But anyways, I'll make sure I stay away from the board game sections. I want to run into the Ouija board bullshit. I mean, I think paranormal stuff is fun to talk about.
Yeah.
And with Ghost Adventures, I mean, it's hilarious. Like they have the main guy Zach Bagans, and he is just like such a cartoon character that makes me laugh, especially when they freak out about stuff in the dark. Um, but to go back to this thing, I have never seen anything with my eyes that would be weird. Now, have I experienced like feelings, like weird feelings? I have. I've never seen anything. And I think I alluded to this when I texted you, where we lived in Newmarket. Sometimes I would sleep down on the couch in the living room, and I just remember feeling like I didn't want the door open to that kitchen, and I don't know why. It just felt like at night when that kitchen was like dark, it just felt like there was an expectation, and I don't know how to explain that, because I've experienced this in other areas. I've never seen it, but I have, and this is probably my brain fucking with me, and just anxiety and stuff like that. But I have felt feelings of expectation that something could be somewhere in the dark there or anything like that. And in Newmarket, I kind of had that vibe, um, but I don't get that often. Um, in my life. A couple of circumstances here and there, like, but that in Newmarket, that was kind of like, okay, I just kind of didn't feel comfortable with the door being open, even though I knew it was just me and you. Maybe because it was too quiet. I also hate when it's quiet. That's
I
why I like
love it.
living in the
Oh,
city. I cannot stand fucking quiet. Like, quiet to me with my ADHD is like the most terrifying sound. Like, I need to hear like sirens going on in the background. I need to hear cars driving by. Like on the weekends here where I live, like there's parties going on constantly with all the Spanish people, and it just puts me like right to sleep. I can sleep like a baby essentially because it's just noise. So maybe that was it. Who knows? Um, but have I ever like walked into a place and seen like a full body apparition? Or anything like that. No, I can't say that I have, and I can't even imagine what that would look like. I mean, maybe I have, because people most of the time when people see ghosts, they think they're seeing a person. Because if I walked into a place and saw like a person walk by, I wouldn't think to myself, "Did I just see a ghost?" My brain would be like, "That's a person," and then I would immediately stop thinking about it, right? Because it's such a normal thing.
hmm.
Um, so I don't know. Like I just I have not, in my 40 something years of being on this planet, never have I ever seen anything like that.
And I agree, and I think that's the hardest part. But you are right. I mean, the idea of it happening, yeah. Again, I would be scared shitless. I mean, I'm not. I whatever. It's not like I care to fuck
It would
around
definitely
with
throw me
religion.
for a loop.
Yeah. Um. But for the most part, it's like it's hard. It's not. And I plus, I guess I'm at a point now, especially being older. It's like I just don't want to believe. Like what? Why? Because what the fuck would we do? It's like I
What
think
would it
about.
change?
Well, it depends because if you remember that movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, and they're going to like the police station, like,
course I do.
wait, there's ghosts just watching you, in your house, and he's like, well, yeah, technically, and they're like, man, that's creepy. I'm like, that's pretty much it. Um,
Hmm.
but like, I know it's the usual suspects, and I might get this quote wrong because I don't know if it deals with the God or the devil. I forget what the quote was, but it was just like, I don't believe in God, but I fear him. And then they go on and conscious associate. So yeah, I can see a point. You're like, you might not believe in the Ouija board, but you could fear the fact that, yeah, you know what? I ain't gonna fuck with it because I don't want something to happen because I don't know what the fuck I would do.
I don't have to fuck with it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have to fuck with it. If I don't have to fuck with it, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody, and I don't have. I don't know. I don't have a binary idea of the afterlife, and to be quite honest with you, I really don't even believe in the afterlife. But if ghosts were somehow real, then you would have to rethink. Oh, so when you die, there is like maybe another thing, which I mean, I don't think about. I think to myself, I'm gonna have this life, and one day I'm gonna pass away, and I will just not know, because I've been knocked out. I've gone unconscious, and it's just you're just not there
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Um, and I'm okay with that. I think that being a human being, for me personally, in my experience, it's like having the concept of that one day I won't be around makes me enjoy life a little bit more. And so I don't think about that stuff being like, is there a God or hell or anything like that. I try to just I don't know. It's just it would be kind of cool. It'd be a nice surprise. You know what I mean? It's like you pass away, and then all of a sudden you're like, in this place where you get to see, all your family and friends and your pets that have passed away. It's a great idea, and I hope that it would exist. But I've never been led to believe in my life that that would be something that could happen. But a lot of people believe in ghosts, and just like you said, I think we're both pretty consistent on our message on this podcast, where it's like, yeah, believe what you're going to believe. I will never make fun of people who are into crystals, or who are into like reading tarot cards, or who are into any sort of paranormal thing that you want to get into. Hey, you do you. I have no issue with it. I just personally, outside of a few specific experiences, I've never really seen anything like that. I know we've had this conversation probably with Mel, right? You were talking about it earlier. I know Mel feels pretty strongly about the experiences she had, and you know what? I those experiences are probably valid. I just have not, in my life experience, and sounds like you as well. I've just never come across anything paranormal. Not even like, and I've stared at the night sky so many times, dude. Especially growing up in New Hampshire, I've never seen like a UFO. Not even once.
Nope.
Not even once. And I want to. You know what I mean? Like within reason. I don't want to be abducted and have my anus like probed, but
Yes, because that's what they're taking us for.
well, that's what they say. It's like, because we look at the experiments that we do on animals. You think like a fucking higher like or civilization is going to do the same thing to us? But I would like to see cool things in this world that make the world a lot less boring than it is. But I think sadly the world is boring. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but that's how I feel,
Hmm.
at least in my experience.
Well, I mean, I guess again, getting older, and something I've told my daughter, and even like kids I coach, I'm like, you know what? Just do what you enjoy. Like, be
Yeah,
in the moment, stuff like that. I'm like, I mean, obviously, got to work, be an adult, this and that, but at the same time, it's like,
sure
just
do.
have fun. So, but I will tell you, going back to, not to go back on death and whatever the afterlife might be, I want to tell a funny story and kind of what I believe in. So, when I was a kid, because obviously, I hate to say, I don't want to say God was pushing on me more, but the idea of heaven and hell was this and that.
Of course, me
And
too.
I had this weird thought because obviously people are, you're told they're up above and they're looking down on us. All our loved ones are looking down on us, which is fine. Again, some people believe that, this and that, but
Beautiful idea.
especially. And then I started thinking about this like this, Soto. And this is a dumb idea and more crazy. So you'll laugh at it, but it's okay to laugh at me at this. I'm like, oh, I wonder if the people that are up above. Now, mind you, this is late '80s when I started thinking this, early '90s. I'm like, yeah, maybe they want. What if our lives are like TV shows to them? Like my grandma's up there, like, let's watch the Chad's, show, and let's watch the Soto show, and just like that's how
Hmm.
they see it. Like, oh my god, and it's just like they're watching our lives, and you're just like, oh Jesus. So yeah, I used to think like we were just TV shows for everyone up above to watch. Um,
Not a terrible thing. It's not. No, I mean that's. I mean, for anybody who's watching my TV show, I'm sorry.
we got boring,
It's not a good show, and it's not getting any better as the years go on. I think that's a perfectly fine
but
idea to think. I mean, it's nice to think those things.
in all honesty, if I had to believe in something when my time is done, and
Yep.
I remember having this, I was probably high, and I was just like, where I was talking about
Roast
with
beef and
friends.
cheese.
Oh, this might anyhow, yes, but I was just like, it
Roast
comes a
beef and
time, we're
cheese.
just gone, and it's just almost like that, but it's like
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
to believe if there's anything I want to believe in, and and I guess you can say I'm more hoping for. It's
Yeah.
the movie "What Dreams May Come," and by that I
Yes.
mean
Rob Williams.
great movie, very underrated movie. But that
Mhm.
I mean, when you're gone,
Very underrated.
we won't talk about a lot of the side stuff, but it's like it's your own personal heaven. It's like who you
Oh, it'd
want
be so
there,
nice.
because for those like his kid, it's like almost the image of you, maybe when you're younger,
Hmm.
so it's like and your best image of
Yeah.
your loved ones. Um and if you haven't seen it, it's a powerful story why his children,
It's
you
great.
kind of figure out, you kind of realize why they chose the images they are, because he doesn't realize they're his children at first. And to me, it's that it's like the people you want there and the world you want, and just like, and someone's like, well, that's heaven. I'm like, well, that's heaven, that's fine, but it's not like I have a hard time believing, just I live my life for a God. I'm like, I don't want him to choose like, hey, you didn't do this, you didn't blah blah. I'm like, I'm just gonna live my life. Like people have done worse, and
So
supposedly they repent
yeah.
and get up. But that's kind of, there's one belief. It's that it's just like, yeah, like, so
Yeah.
you'll have your own personal, and like I'll come over like, hey bud, all right, I'm gonna go over here and do my thing,
Oh,
and
it
but
sounds so
just,
nice.
but it's like you create the area that you want, and that's what it should be, and just you know I don't know. Like I said, anyone that's seen that movie knows what I'm talking about, and it is such a powerful movie. It's sad, not so that it's sad. It's very hard on suicide too. So, that it's a very touchy
Yeah.
topic, but it deals with it in a
Yeah.
good way. And but yeah, so I mean, again, I know when I was a kid, I laughed. I just felt like we were TV shows, and just like you're flipping the channel, like, who the fuck's this? Oh, I don't know. Let's just see what's going on. And you're right. Now that
Dude.
we're older, like, yeah, sorry, this is the world we gave you. We're all just on the toilet scrolling through TikToks. That's our lives now.
I mean,
Enjoy.
I did that this morning. I
I
did
did that
that
right before we
myself
got on when
today.
I said
I mean,
quick bathroom break.
yeah, right. So it's like I get it, but I mean, I was raised, in a very, Roman Catholic Orthodox like way. I went to Catholic school, and I was an altar boy, and I went through that whole thing. And with in my experience with Catholicism, I grew up just terrified that I was going to do something the wrong way, or I wasn't going to say the right amount of Hail Marys or the right amount of Our Fathers, and that I was going to be cast into an eternal pit of fire and damnation. Like that was how many nightmares that is as a kid. You're being like, oh my god, like I hope I don't get like thrown to hell like when I
Mm-hmm.
die. And as I grew up, I was just like, no, like I'm not gonna like I'm gonna choose to be a good person. I'm gonna choose to be a good person for the sake of just being a good person. Like I had no reward for it or anything like that. And if somebody wants to throw me to hell because I was a good person my whole life and I just did what I could, then fine. Like I can live with that. When I think about it in those terms, again, this is a personal experience for me. I'm not saying that anybody else is like this, and I'm not making judgment. But for me personally, it's like I cannot like square with the idea that if like I have to choose the right like kind of God in order to be let into the right like kind of heaven, have the proper consequences. That's just does not seem to be it for me. Um, So, but the idea of what dreams may come, I mean, yeah, that sounds great. I hope it's true. I hope it's true. Like I wouldn't say when it comes to paranormal and the afterlife. Yes, I'm a skeptic. Um, I just grew up that way. Naturally, I'm a skeptic, and that's just how it is. But I have an open mind. Like if something, if the evidence and things change, I will allow myself the grace to change my opinion. Right? I think you would too.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you saw that the circumstances changed, you wouldn't stay stuck in your ways. You'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I mean, I guess that answers that question, right? So it's like I'm open. I have an open mind. It would be nice. It's just that so far in 40 plus years of being alive, I've never seen anything that points to any of these things being actual. But I
Yeah.
would love if they were. I wouldn't be mad about it. I would not be mad about it at all. Obviously, that sounds great. Like that movie is pretty much like a painting, like what dreams may come when he's in heaven and stuff, or his personal heaven, and then
Yeah.
is like then it's like no spoilers, but then the personal hell kind of a thing,
Yeah.
which I believe in. I think that people put themselves in personal hells, like by being alive. I think it's just people say confession. Confession is not for God. It's supposed to be for you, so that you can unburden yourself of like the things that like you have guilt about and yada yada yada. So, um, yeah, I would love if all these things were true. I mean, dude, next week if they're like, hey, guess what, guys? There's a fucking mothership heading our way. I'd be like, awesome. I don't want to go to work anymore.
Well, they pay
I
my
don't want to do
bills.
this anymore. Oh, I'll pay my fucking bills. I'd be like, this is great. Oh my god, this would be fantastic. Oh, everybody, guess what? Turns out when you pass away, your loved ones turn to ghosts and they kind of hang around. And that's the same thing that happened to you. I'd be like, oh my god, awesome. So, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah. And they're gonna show us how to teleport, and that's how we'll travel from now on. Who needs cars? Who needs anything?
Oh,
It's just like, hey, so do we want to go to
god, that'd be
Vegas for an hour?
awesome.
All right, let's go. Beep. We're there. Sweet.
Oh, can you imagine? That would be so fucking cool. It's like, hey, you want to kill an hour? Boom. So much of our lives is getting from A to B. Fuck, you did that all day today. So,
Yeah,
and you'll do
that's
it
my job.
tomorrow.
Well,
You're going
that's
to be going A
I'm
to
not,
B all over the place.
well, yeah.
So,
At least tomorrow's not work. Yeah. But it's funny going back to the teleportation thing. I when I was in high school,
so convenient.
100%. I would love for that to ever become a thing in my lifetime,
Yes.
and to the especially because I have family members who don't want to fly and stuff like that, and be like, all right, we're just going to do this. But so when I was a junior, I think sophomore, junior in high school, I think this is a social studies class, maybe an English class. I cannot remember. I vaguely remember. It's this teacher. I had him for 2 years. So the class doesn't matter. The point is, he was, kind of in the introduction, and he was talking to us. So this is like the first day of class, course, blah, blah, blah. And he was talking, kind of how he was a Star Trek, and he's like, I 100% believe I think he said in the next 25 years, something like that, like we will be able to teleport. Like he believed that hard in teleportation. He didn't really go into details. I'm like, wow, this is a weird fact to be telling your students. But you know what, to his credit, I'm like, I kind of want that to be true. I would love, like you said, just be like,
I would
hey,
love that to
let's go to
happen.
Japan. Let's
Yeah.
go eat real Japanese food. Bing, we're there. Like, I mean, I don't know how that'll work. If there's one teleporter, that could cause human traffic. I'd have problems getting out in that
Yeah,
line.
because
Like,
people
where
would
do you
be
pop in and out?
everywhere.
Correct.
Yeah, people would be everywhere, and then people would use it to teleport into amusement parks. So they'd be like, people were like, "Why am I waiting in line? I'm just gonna jump in. I'm not gonna pay for this amusement park. All of a sudden, I'm just there. Like I'm inside. I'm inside the walls. They can't stop me because I teleported. I don't know what the science behind it is. He said 25 years, dude. I mean,
Again, he just really believed in that. I don't know. He just felt like, I think he more meant by the end of his lifetime, he thought it was going to happen. My job. So I
I
was like,
would, I would, I would be hard pressed to be like, okay, go on an airplane or go into a machine that disassembles all your particles and then reassembles them somewhere else. In theory,
in
I don't
theory.
know. That seems like that could be. People make mistakes. Humans make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be
Your right
mistakes
arm
in
to your
that
left
process.
arm.
Yeah, like
Strike
people
weapon
make
out,
mistakes,
fucker.
man. People are dumb. People fucking, they'll be an error. There'll at least be a margin of error, and you'll come out and you'll be like mashed potatoes on the other side. Who fucking knows? But I agree with you. It'd be fucking just incredibly convenient to be able to just go to like a game or go to, I don't know, like the pyramids or some shit randomly, and then come right back. It would open up your day so much more than having to worry about fucking time and distance. Which around here, it's like fucking, like Boston is like only 20 minutes away. Really, it takes me 45 minutes to get there. I'm 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
So
Traffic.
I don't know, but yeah, teleportation would be cool. Yeah, traffic is just so shitty. That's one of the worst modern things.
Yeah. Speaking about shitty, this is my segue. Since we got a little time, we have one more question. I don't know if you remember. We do. Mel actually commented a question. She did it on Twitter as well, but she originally did it on TikTok. And I didn't know we were going to get to it today because I didn't know how much we're getting paranormal. I don't even know where we're going to go with this conversation, Soto. So this could be a quick 5 minute and out. I thought I sent it to you, but if not, I will kind of read this to you live and you can just laugh at it anyways. So sure. I don't know how she worded it on Twitter, but basically, Soto, what's the best toilet paper? Like, just the best toilet paper.
What's the best? I'll tell you the worst toilet paper is like that shit that you get like from the janitor's office, like that they put in like public restrooms. Not all toilet paper is the same. That toilet paper is pretty much transparent and not great. But the best toilet paper, I'll tell you the toilet paper I use.
Okay.
And it's fine. It works for what my needs are on a daily basis. So I think I use Charmin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the double. It's like it basically makes one roll into like 3 or 4 rolls. At least that's what they tell me on the packaging. And it does the job. It's like quilted, I guess. I mean, you don't want your toilet paper to mess up your shit.
Nope.
Like not really your shit, but your shit figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to be, a pretty good situation where you can feel confident to put your underwear back on. I know some people don't. I know that some people in this world who are known as shit asses do not do that. Like I've seen stuff on the internet or like things I've read things on Reddit where it's like, a girlfriend's boyfriend just does not wipe his ass. He just takes a shit and then he just puts his pants back on. An adult. There are people like that, Chad, in this world. I'm not one of these people, but to go back to the toilet paper thing, Charmin is my go-to. It's purple, I think. That's yeah.
Charmin's got a few colors because they got like ultra soft, ultra strong, ultra this, ultra that.
Yeah, ultra. I like it ultra.
Yeah, and she did have another question, but I think
you didn't answer the question.
No, I'm with you. Don't mess up my shit, man. Literally. No, but
you can tell the difference if you have cheap toilet paper versus regular toilet paper.
Yeah, and don't fuck up my toilet. Don't clog that shit. Learn to flush. No, I mean, you gotta go. You gotta go with comfort. I mean, I'm sorry, you have to. We're older. It happens. I mean, I know there's like Scott has a kind of a stronger one, which is fine, but it's not as bad as the janitor one. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're almost like using half a roll. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to answer. I just laughed at this. I'm like, really? This is where we're going? I'm like, all right, we wanted random debates and questions. This is what she asked. And I'm like, fine.
I mean, I know all about toilet paper. We fuck with toilet paper every day.
We have to. Everyone does.
Everybody bought a lot of toilet paper in COVID, right? Remember when everybody thought they're going to shit their pants all the time? So people were like, there was like a mad rush. You couldn't fucking find toilet paper during COVID. You couldn't do that shit.
Well,
and yeah.
Yeah, I worked at CVS at that time. And obviously, and Sarah will know this as well, just like most places you work, you buy the big box of like the single rolls, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And the men's is where we stored it because we had like this extra shelf. So we had all these toilet paper here. And one guy we let use the bathroom was like, oh, I know where all the toilet paper's going. I'm like, dude, I think we ordered that long before COVID happened. I'm like, that's just us being proactive. Because the worst thing to ever happen is to run out of fucking toilet paper. I will say that.
Yes.
When you're just like,
sure is.
oh, Because yes, then you got to raw dog it, and you're not having a good day.
I mean, you ever try to wipe your ass with the fucking toilet roll itself, dude?
No,
It ain't fucking. It's suboptimal. You know, like, cause if you're in a pinch and you know things got kind of a little out of control, you know, you really can't put your pants back on. Or I guess what you could do if it really got bad is you could just be like, I'm just gonna take a shower.
true.
And then just like if that situation happens, like I'm gonna take a shower and at least get this shit done. But have you ever had a bidet? Have you ever experienced a bidet?
No, I no, I haven't. It's one of those things that I don't want to say intrigues me. It's screw the paranormal shit, because it's like, okay, wait a second, like it shoots up, and I get the concept. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
then
of
I'm
course.
like,
Yeah.
so then what? Do you got to dry yourself off, right? Because it's wet.
Well, yeah.
So I'm
I
like,
would think
you're
so,
using
no?
toilet paper anyways. So
Yeah, it just gets you cleaner. You know what I mean? Like it just gives you that like kind of car wash vibe.
no, but I've
That's how
never used one. But I will say this: I am one, just like you probably, the majority of people. I fucking hate using even work bathrooms, but like public bathrooms. Like it has to
Oh, I
be an
hate that.
emergency situation. Like I'm like, listen, I'm not
Yes.
going to make it.
Nothing is worse.
Like
For
I
me.
don't. I'll do it at work when like private. I know
Sure.
which cells, but anyhow, to your point earlier, like I will check. I'm like, all right, I got, because a lot of places now you get like that 2 or 3 rolls in there because they have to stuff it in and it'll fall down. I'm like, okay, I got enough to get through this sitting, because I'm like, if there's nothing there, I'm like, nope, I ain't sitting down. Fuck that shit.
Can't do it.
No, but
Can't do it. Well, I will tell you. Speaking of paranormal, my favorite type of shit
I know where you're
is a
going.
ghost. The ghost shit is the best shit toilet paper wise you could take, because you're just like you use toilet paper and you're like, huh,
Did I even do
could have
anything?
sworn
Where'd
I
it
took a
go?
shit. I was like, wow. And when that happens, I always see it as a good luck charm. Like when that happens, I'm like, ooh, I'm like, luck is on my side. It's like it just came out, it went, and it was nobody's business. So to tie it back to paranormal, the ghost shit is the by far goated toilet paper experience for me.
Now I will say this, Soto. I 100% agree with you. And
Oh, it's awesome. It's
pun,
awesome.
pun intended, not intended. At the same time, it scares the shit out of me, because I'm like, because like you're like, I went, but did I really go? Like this can't be happening. Like I'm kind of fooled for a moment. Like no, something went wrong.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah. One thing that I'll tell you that there's only one thing that will immediately cause a divorce in my life with my wife, and this was set up at the very beginning.
Okay, I'm
And
listening.
she was like, there is one thing, she's like, that I will absolutely divorce you
Oh,
for.
so she set this up with you, not you. Okay.
And I
Sorry.
agreed with her.
All
Right?
right. Yeah.
This is actually one of 2 rules,
Oh.
2 standing rules. Yes, the first rule is I can never take a picture of my own shit in the toilet and send it to her in her cell phone.
All
If
right.
that happened, it would immediately be a divorce.
That it would never happen with me. Me and Jill, and I don't know if she would divorce me, but she would start having lots of questions. So yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
with you. I would never do that. I don't get it. Okay, can I ask what is there a second one that you can talk about, or is this more of a private?
There is a second. I definitely can talk about
Okay,
this, and you
you brought it up.
have. I wonder in your marriage if this is something similar.
We'll go for it.
We have a very specific no pranks rule in this house. Like you cannot prank the other person, because it's like the nuclear option, right? Like everybody has nuclear weapons, and it's like, once it happens, like once that seal is broken, this is not a divorce thing, but once that seal is broken, it is going to escalate, and it will never have an end, and people's lives will be shattered because all of a sudden it'll be about the prank wars.
Yeah, I've seen TikToks, which I believe are faked anyways, like pranks and stuff like that. To be honest, I don't think we ever have. I know we haven't really discussed it because it's like we're not 12. Um,
Dude, I pull pranks at I will wait in a closet for way too long in order to scare somebody and jump out.
all right,
I
so
did it. I
I
used to
guess
do it
I'm
at
not.
work all the time.
I didn't. I wasn't thinking that kind of prank. I was thinking more elaborate. Um, no, I don't think we. All right, so yeah, no,
Like
we
pouring
we we
water
don't
on
we
you,
don't.
like in the shower.
No,
Like poured
no,
water on you in the shower. Like, like that's a prank.
yeah. No, I don't think we are big on pranks. I will tell a story after this, but it's funny you mentioned this. I didn't think about standing behind the door. So I was at work, new post office, and this is like I'm a couple weeks in, and this post office, because it's a small office, actually closes from noon to 1 for lunch. Because like it's a small office, it gives the clerks, it's not like Nashville where there's, they can take lunches at different times. So I
Right.
happened to get back at about 12:30. So the clerk, we have a clerk that goes outside, smokes, just chills in her car, whatever. And I came
Mhm.
back. I was coming back in with my stuff. I kind of had it like the tub, everything, and I'm walking in now. It's like two sets of door first, and my postmaster thought it was her coming back, and he was behind the door. And as it opened, he's like, ah, and it was me. And I kind of jumped a little. Then I'm looking. I'm like, and I'm like, you motherfucker. Like I was laughing. I'm like, you motherfucker. You almost give me a heart. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were her. I'm like, no, no, she's. And so I get
Uh,
it. So those are one things, but we don't do anything. But it's funny because we have in between our kitchen and living room, we have like this clear. I don't want to say blank. It's like a little vinyl thing, and we do it because the AC's in the living room and it keeps the. We'd rather keep that cool than have that all
yeah.
go into the kitchen. It just kind of keeps it
Mhm.
maintained, and we've just kind of kept it year round. It's just a little border, but you can clearly see through it. It's distorted, but you can see through it. And
Mhm.
so now it's become more of a running gag for us. So it's not a prank, but it started off as just a fun gag. So, like, I would come and Jill's just behind there and she starts giggling, like you probably would, like, when you're a kid. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, no one's here. And I would open up and she's like, boo. And I'm like, oh, you got it. So, yes, we do that joking. That's like now become an ongoing joke with. I'll do it too. Like, it's just the timing's right. And I'm there and she comes in. I'm like,
Right.
and she's like, she'll open up. I'm like, boo. And she's like, oh my God, you fucking got me. So, but real pranks, yeah, no. I mean, she would be pissed off. I would be too, but I
Yeah.
would have to be more forgiving as the husband. Husbands have to be a little more forgiving. But yeah, if I did something like
Yeah.
that,
Ain't that the
I'm sure
truth?
with your wife, when it comes to pranks,
Dude,
yes.
I
I'm
get
sure.
fucking stabbed, man. I don't want to know the level of vindictiveness that would come from my wife if I ever tried to do that. Like, it's not worth the joke for me. Like, I'll save the jokes and the ha-has for other times, but like, no, it would not be worth it
No,
to then have to. It's like going back to the demon thing. I don't want to live in fear in my own house. Like, my house is my safe place. Um, I don't want to live in a state of fear in my own house. So that where am I gonna go for safety? The bathroom,
don't know. Someone could just
toilet
be
paper.
there. Toilet paper. Hide in the bathtub. Sarah could just take all the toilet
Yeah,
paper out of the house one day. Lock you in.
that
What
would
would
be
you do?
scary. That would be scary. I mean, I've shit in trash bags before, so I've shit in a lot of strange situations.
I don't know. No, I don't think I ever have. I have not. I've been lucky enough. I think the worst that's ever happened to me is someone. This is had to be high school, college, because I know I was in Minnesota at the time, and I had to use the bathroom. So it's back to that public bathroom thing.
Oh
And
God.
someone shrink wrapped the toilet, and I didn't catch it till it was running down my leg.
Oh
I was sitting down. I'm like, you gotta be kidding! Like I didn't catch
no,
it, and I'm like,
no,
and I get and
no,
obviously my friend at first I
no.
didn't know what happened. I'm like, what? And I was with friends, and I wasn't even the driver. And so, because I was with two other people, and obviously, kind of looked like I shit my pants, which is fine. And I'm trying to clean up. I'm like, you gotta be so fucking pissed off. Um,
You gotta be kidding me. That's exactly what I was saying.
because
Like,
it's just like
no,
you
no,
don't expect something because the way
no.
the physics is going to work is it's going to slide off, especially if it's tight because we don't
Yeah.
break through it's going to
Hmm.
slide off the sides and that front lip, and it was going down my leg. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? So he went into a GameStop to get it, like asked for a lot of bags, and I kind of was sitting up, trying not to sit down in his car, and he took me home. So I showered, I cleaned up, I showered, changed clothes. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah,
That's all you can do.
and then so now I've kind of, like I kind of take a quick look. Like I've gone in bathrooms, just even standing, like, and I just see the toilet just overflowing. I'm like, no, I'm just walking the fuck out. But yeah, that's how
None of my business. None of my business. Yeah.
No, it was just, literally shit. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was so pissed off, and just then and mind you, this time before cell phones, so it's not like I could really call for help. I'm like this. I'm like, I just gotta get out of here. I'm like, we gotta go. So it was bad. It was. I felt so bad.
May none of those happen anytime soon.
No, that's a prank that's so stupid. It's like, and no one was in the bathroom. It's not like I knew who did it, because this is at a mall.
Good.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, I win. I just like, I go. I don't know if they did that to all the toilets. Luck be have it. I sat down, and that was my day. My day was just ruined by that.
Oh God, I'm sorry, man.
It's all right. It happens. It fucking happens. So.
Shit happens.
Shit. Yes, Forrest Gump. Shit happens.
Sometimes.
But Soto, I think that might do it for today. We had a lot of paranormal talk, a lot of shit talk, and toilet paper talk. Thanks, Mel. Bringing that up.
Thanks, Mel. Yeah.
She did ask us another question, which we might want to get into if we do a more movie podcast talk. But she was talking about remakes and originals, which we think are better or which are good ones. So we might have to that might be a topic for another day, because obviously us in movies, we can talk a lot. Maybe we'll find
we do, and we do every week.
Yeah, that's something different though. But just, it'd be nice to talk about movies that we've seen and love. Just love.
I would like that. I would like that for us.
Be normal again. Anyhow, anything you want to add before we end this?
No, I think we covered all the topics we needed to.
We did, from shit to paranormal.
We sure did.
So anyhow. We have thoughts, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, thank you. If you're watching this old on YouTube, thank you again. Leave a comment. We'll talk about whatever debates. We don't care. We'll give you our thoughts whether you want it or not.
I know
they're probably not good thoughts either. They're just our thoughts, and that's okay. So
it's our brand of thoughts. Yes.
But have a good weekend or week, whatever. If you're listening to this like sometime in winter, have a good winter. But until next time. I got nothing. I got no way to end it. Just shit happens. We're gonna end this. Shit happens.
Sometimes.